talking about the Democratic cave, they failed on both metrics. Not strategic, not ruthless, not effective, and of course, with no sort of moral urgency for saving dreamers and the broader sort of case for the human rights of immigrants. This clip, where actually Rachel Maddow is asking him some decent questions, and we're going to just see the just sort of, I mean, watching Chuck Schumer lay out what the play is here, like Ezra Klein's failed spin on this, or just sort of dorkish reading of it, is a lot more convincing in bullet point form than actually watching Chuck Schumer present this. I mean, this is just embarrassing. Far better to say, look, we're not shutting the government down. This isn't happening right now. We're going to save it for a future battle. We're going to get chipped. Don't even worry about it. We don't have the votes. To go through this exercise, cave immediately, expose your weaknesses and lack of cohesion, and then basically come out with like a, we have a chip from Mitch McConnell is, I mean, wow. I think, in fact, I mean, it's quite clear to me that, again, regardless of policy stances, Harry Reid was a lot more effective at this job in both minority and majority than Chuck Schumer. Here he is, just as Democrats put this together.
If they don't do it by March 5th, the awful, awful, awful pictures of dreamers being deported, I think will rally the nation and the House will be forced to do it.
Pause.
So this was what we thought.
I'm sorry. The House of Representatives, dominated by Republicans in districts with virulent anti-immigrant sentiment, will be forced to do it because there will be protests in Washington because of, quote, mainstream, lamestream media coverage of people being deported. Now, we've already got families being, exposing the travesty of this administration's immigration policies on The View. And you couldn't even stay through a shutdown. And now you think that the Republican House is going to be forced to back down on this? I mean, look, there's a fine line between willing things into reality and just being delusional, sounding like you're huffing glue outside of Penn Station. And I think we know where Chuck Schumer is in this part of it.
Was the best shot we had. You know, when Trump shut the government down and we wouldn't go along, it's the first time Democrats did it, and we did it for dreamers because we care. But we have to use the few tools we have to get the best result.
On Sunday night, you turned down the chance to vote for the CR, the funding of the government, without the things that you were standing up for, with the kind of strategy that you're describing here. But then the following day, yesterday, you took that same deal that you had turned down the night before. Now, I hear what you're saying in terms of what power that you had, but that can't have been the plan, to stand up for it for a few days and then ultimately vote for what you previously said no to.
Rachel, we didn't have the offer until late Sunday night. Susan Collins, who's been a very good person on this, came to my office. I said, the promise McConnell made, the vague promise as of Sunday, isn't enough. We need him to commit that, A, we would get a vote on a clean bill, B, that it would be a vote that of a bill that I okayed, so it couldn't be a fake bill or a bill filled with lots of poison pills, and that it would come to the floor at a specific time, the week of February 8th. Is there a guarantee that McConnell keeps his word? No, but we're going to hold his feet to the fire, and everyone in your audience who cares about dreamers should focus on McConnell. That's what we all agreed to today. We had a very good meeting. There was a lot of upsetness in the room, of course, not at us really, but because the dreamers haven't gotten what they need and the time is ticking. But everyone agreed that the focus should be on McConnell and the Republican senators. Democrats are all for dreamers. And to get in a circular firing squad and shoot at Democrats when we don't have the power and we have to use the limited power we have in as strategic a way as we can, that's what makes sense, focusing on the Republicans.
Yeah, the trouble is that you weren't strategic. And the trouble is that everybody who negotiated this deal clearly does not support the Dreamers 100%. They caved, they undermined your authority, and stripped away both your strategy and exposed your weaknesses. Now, at the same time that interview was taking place, there was actually audio found of a meeting going on in Mitch McConnell's office. And it went something like this. Hey guys, Chuck Schumer is going to threaten it. He's going to hold my feet to the fire. Ooh.
Nice
I'm
fireplace.
terrified, absolutely. Whoa, feeling a little heat down there. That's as hot as a opium pipe in one of my in-laws' dens in Taiwan.
Take my slippers off.
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard that he did a pinky promise with no takebacks this time, which, as we all know, is legally binding.
He's got me dead to rights.
Yeah, yep, got me dead to rights. Yep, crossed my toes. The old loophole. I wrote not in the margins of our written agreement. Jesus.
Dope.
Right. No, Rachel, there was only so much we could do. Don't criticize us. Certainly don't think about why you have a totally sclerotic leadership with no new lifeblood in it for generations doing the same failed strategy. You wouldn't want to do that. Fire Ron McConnell. Focus on him. And look, absolutely. Call Republican senators. I'm not even going to say shame them. They're completely beyond shame. But of course, the heat and the energy of politics should be primarily focused on the Republican Party. They run everything. But we can't just have cohesion with Democrats if, setting aside serious policy differences, they don't even know what they're doing.
Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos